What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna take a look at this watch. It's the Garmin Venu 2. Alright guys, so Garmin did send over this watch for me to do a review of, but we know prior whether I should do a positive or negative review. This is my own thoughts on this product, and they won't get a chance to preview this video before it gets put out on YouTube. They'll be watching for the first time just like you guys are. So let's take a look at this Venu 2. I actually unboxed it already. It's over here. But we'll talk about my history with the Venu 2 versus the Vivo Active 4. So a couple of years ago, I think this came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I was looking for a new watch and I was like, should I get the Vivo Active 4, which is this watch right here, or should I get the Venu, which is the original Venu, not this one. This is the Venu 2. And back then I was like, which one should I go for? They're very similar watches. Like you could almost say they're the same watch. One had an OLED screen, which is Garmin's first foray to an OLED screen. And then one had the TFT screen, which is Garmin's screen that they've had forever. Both good screens, but of course the OLED screen is going to be a lot more dynamic, a lot more brighter, just a lot more better looking than, you know, a TFT screen. But at the end of the day, I was like, I actually run a lot of races. I don't like charging my watch a lot. So I went for the Vivo Active 4 instead of the Venu. But now the Venu 2 is out and it has a lot of cool new features, and we're gonna check that out in this video. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you my pros and cons of this watch, and I'll also tell you if I would have picked the Venu 2 or the Vivo Active 4 if these watches came out at the same time. Which one would I get? But first, we'll do an overview of this Venu 2, starting with the looks of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. So this is the Venu 2 right here. You guys can see it is a good looking watch. I do like the round watch face that the Garmin has, and you can see that screen is really nice. This is a 45mm watch. It also comes in a 40mm variant. That is the Venu 2S. Pretty much the same watch, just has a little bit less battery life. But yeah, this is a 45mm variant. Like I said, this is 45.4 by 45.4 by 12.2 over here. And then you can see the screen is nice and vibrant. This is an OLED screen. It's a touch screen as well. So you can see right here, really reactive to your touch. So you can see right there, really good. You could, go up and down, and then to go back, you just have to swipe back. Really good screen. The display size is a 1.3 inch screen. So you can see from here to here, that's gonna be 1.3 inches, and it will have that little border. I put on this watch face so you guys can see the border, but for some of the other watch faces, you'll see right here, you cannot see that border. We'll change it to another watch face. We'll change it to one of the animated watch faces. So if I change it to one of the animated watch faces right here, you can see nice little animation. You cannot tell that there's a border. I like that they have different watch faces that do hide that. For me, I would like it to be a bigger screen, without that border. But I think that border is there because there is a light sensor in here that will adjust the light if you put it on auto mode, because you can't put this on auto mode where it will change the brightness depending on how bright it is outside. So that's why I think that border is there. I could be wrong. So like I said, the screen is really nice. The blacks are really black. Everything looks really good. It's really comparable to the Apple Watch. So you can see right there, same type of darkness on the screen. I would really say it's really comparable to the Apple Watch. If you guys want to know the display resolution on this, this is a 416 by 416 pixel. You can also have this always on. Like right now, you can see that is the mode where it's on when it's not fully on, right? If that makes sense. And then if you touch it, this is the mode that you'll see when it is active. So this is the inactive state. And then this is the active state right there. So if you do use the always on, it's gonna drop your battery life to like 2 to 3 days. So if you want the always on feature on, it will kill your battery. Let's take a look at the bezel. The bezel is a stainless steel bezel. You can see it right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does have these little edges over here. So if you can see pretty close, there are some edges. There is some kind of texture, almost like a file, so you could definitely file your nails on here if you want to. But if you also see closer, there is some scuffing on here, which isn't a big deal. If you do use your watch, you will end up, hitting the watch on something, maybe a wall, a brick wall, or whatever. You can see right here on my Vivo Active 4 that it did get scuffed a little bit over here. So I don't think the scuffing looks horrible, but you will get scuffing on your watch if you do use it. And this one will definitely show it as well over here. So besides the bezel being stainless steel, I think that the buttons are also stainless steel. There is the button on the top, which is gonna be the select button. And then there's also the lower button over here, which is gonna be the back button and also the lap function button. On the Vivo Active 3, they did not have this button, so there was no lap function, but After that, for the Vivo Active 4 and then the Venu, they added this lap function button over here, which is something I really like. It's something that I use a lot whenever I am doing track work. And then if you go to the back of the watch, you'll see that the body is made out of a fiber reinforced polymer, so kind of a plastic type of material, which is pretty much the same as the old Venu. I do think that if it was a metal body, it would look a little bit more premium, but from the top down, it does look like a premium device. And then if you go to the back again, you'll see that there is a charger right here. So this is the same charger that the Vivo Active 4 used, the Venu uses. So they brought this charger along with this Venu 2. And then the new thing about this watch is the new heart rate sensor. This is the Elevate V4 or version 4 heart rate sensor. So this is the latest and greatest heart rate sensor that Garmin makes, and it also is a pulse ox monitor. The heart rate monitor, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but as far as the pulse ox monitor, I found that it wasn't super accurate. When I was using it, my PO2 was super low. I would get readings of 84, 85, 88, and it had me worried. I was like, man, is there something wrong with my oxygen levels? Am I suffering from something? You guys know what's happening nowadays. Your oxygen level goes low, it's not a good sign. But what I found out, if you do put it on your finger and let it test your PO2 max that way, the reading will be more accurate. It'll be more in the 95, 97, 98% where it should be, because if it is in the 80s, there's definitely something wrong with your pulse ox. So that had me worried, but I think that maybe because of my hairy arms and the color of my skin, maybe it's not able to read my pulse ox that accurately. So there is that. The pulse ox for me did not work that well on this watch. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about is the straps. So these are silicone straps, pretty much the same strap as the Vivo Active 4. I've had no issues with chafing, or like some other watches that I wear, my skin will actually rub off for some reason whenever I wear it. Maybe there's an allergic reaction to the silicone, but with this watch, I've worn this for many weeks, if not months, and I've had no issues with it on my wrist. If you guys wanna know my wrist size, let's go ahead and check it right now. It is about 7.5 inches, or about 20 centimeters. So that's my wrist size. I think that this watch looks good on my wrist. I am a bigger guy. I'm 5'11", 235 pounds. So for me, I think that this watch looks really good on my wrist. I'm a fan of it. I like the style of this watch for sure. So let's go ahead and go over the menu screen. So like I said before, it does have two buttons. This is basically the button to select, and the bottom button is a back button and also your lap button. So if you do hold down this button at the top, you will select and go to this workout menu, where it does have a ton of different sports profiles. And then if you hold it down, this top button, you'll get to this quick menu right here. So this is gonna be the stuff that you're gonna use the most, very customizable to whatever you want. Over here is the power button if you want to turn off your watch. Over here is going to be your credit card information. So if you want to have your credit card, I won't put my passcode in there, but if you want to have a credit card on here, it works. The other day I forgot my wallet at home and I had no way to pay for gas, and I was like, let me go see if this Garmin Pay works anywhere. And I went to the gas station, told them I wanted 30 bucks on pump 5, and I used this and it worked perfectly. So for sure, if you forget your watch or if you're out on a run and need to head over to the gas station, you could definitely do that. And then it also has music over here. You can see there's the music feature. This watch has a lot of smartwatch features, such as music. You can link up your Spotify account, your Amazon account, Deezer, a lot of different music accounts that it has on here. And you can also download music straight into it. I haven't done that yet, but you can do that. And it holds up to 650 songs. So that's pretty good. I like this feature over here. This is Find Your Phone. So if you do lose your phone, I've used this a lot. You just press that button and it will ring your phone like crazy. This one is going to be a GPS thing. I'm not sure what this one is. Sorry, I don't really use this one. This one is Do Not Disturb. If you are in the movie theater or in a meeting or at work or at school, you can just turn that on and then you will not get disturbed with notifications or anything like that. Over here is in your Bluetooth, if you want to have your Bluetooth connected to your phone or not. And then over here is going to be your stopwatch. So if you want a stopwatch, you can do that. Again, do like that. And again, over here is your lap button. So you can do laps like that, which is a good feature. The Vivo Active 3 did not have this button. I'm glad they added that to the Vivo Active 4 and now the Venu 2. And then over here is going to be your brightness. Right now I have it set to 100%. Of course, that's going to kill your battery, but you can put it all the way down to 10% and then, you know, adjust it like that. And then you have your screen lock over here. You can lock your screen just like that. I'll keep it unlocked. All right, if you go to the bottom button, if you hold this down, it'll get you to all your settings right here. So you can watch face, clock, history, activities, glances, control, shortcut, wrist heart rate, sensors, music, connectivity, user profiles, safety tracking, battery manager, all that fun stuff. But right now we're gonna look at glances. This is something that's different from the Venu and the Vivo Active 4. This is glances. So instead of having one screen for all these, like before they would have one screen for steps, one screen for notifications, one screen for floor climbs, you have this all on one screen where you just have to scroll. So you can see right here, you just have to scroll. And if you want to go further into any one of these little options over here, you just have to click on it. Like if I want to see my notifications, I just have to click on it right there, and then I can see all my notifications just like that. And yeah, I do like this glances a lot better than having to mess with one screen at a time before you have to swipe over to each different screen, which wasn't horrible, but this is a lot more user-friendly. I like this a lot better than what they had before. So you can see right here, this is a tracking device, and it will track my steps, have my notifications, my floors climb, my intensity minutes, calories, my heart rate, my body battery, my stress is pretty low, my respiration, my pulse ox. See, this is when I turn it off. I was telling you, I was getting 86%, and I was worried that I may have something wrong with me. And you guys know what's going on in the world right now, so pulse ox is something that will worry you if it is low. But I did check it again, and I had 95%, 97%, but it does read low for myself. It also has sleep tracking. So I didn't wear it last night, but I have been wearing it. I don't know if I can see past data. I guess you can't, but I like the sleep tracking down here because it will tell you a little bit more data. Like before, it would just tell you didn't sleep well, but this time, if you didn't sleep well or your sleep was too short, it'll tell you you did not sleep long enough or your sleep was too interrupted. You're gonna be super tired today. So I'm assuming it goes by how long your deep sleep is, your light sleep is, how many interruptions you had during the night. So it takes into account all that to show you just how sleepy you are. So that's also a nice little feature. Let's go to what else they have over here. They also have respiration, and then your last day's totals of workouts. So you see over here, I did a workout, I did a run, and I worked out over here. And here's my route and all the data for that. And then this is my calendar. Apparently it's Yom Kippur today. And there's the weather. So I do like the weather. It's nice to see, you know, what the weather is. And then you see the weather through the hours, or if you want to go by day. So you go by day as well. And then you have your health snapshot. So shows you how healthy you are right there. And then the last one over here is the hydration. Basically, you will just tell them how many cups you drank each time you drink a cup. I don't really use it too much, but I guess it's cool that it is there. And then there's a ton of different ones that you can add through the App Store for sure. You just have to check that out. Speaking of the App Store for Garmin, the Garmin App Store has a ton of different watch faces that you can choose from. I think the Garmin App Store is one of the best ones for any of these fitness watches right now because it has a ton of apps and a ton of watch faces that you can choose from to even more customize your watch to how you would like it. All right, so let's talk about battery life on this watch. So the battery life on smartwatch mode, which is like just using it as a smartwatch, not even using any fitness tracking, it's gonna last you 11 days. I don't know how they did it for an OLED screen. Like my Apple Watch right here, you have to charge this every day. It will not go past 2 days for sure. You can probably get by with a day and a half of it, but it will die. This one will last you 11 days, and if you do put it on battery saver mode, it'll get up to 12 days. What I found with my normal use, running about 40 miles a week, I'm getting about 5 to 6 days on this before I have to put it on the charger again, so pretty good, especially for an OLED screen. And then if you are using this on the run with music, if you're listening to it with music, which is a big battery drain, it's gonna last you about 8 hours, which again is still pretty good. I don't know if it will actually last 8 hours. I haven't ran an 8-hour run with this with music, but I do know if you are using it with music, it's gonna drain your battery a lot quicker. And then if you're using this watch on a run without music, it'll last you 22 hours. So that's gonna get you all the way past the marathon and then into 100K distance, especially for someone like me. For 100 mile, you probably wouldn't want to use this watch for that. You could charge it on the run, but you probably want to look at something else, maybe the Phoenix series and up. So yeah, 22 hours for a watch that has an OLED screen, pretty good. And like I said, some of the things that will really drain your battery are gonna be music and always on. If you have that always on display, it's not gonna last very long. Again, it's gonna last maybe 3 to 4 days with regular use. So if you wanna extend your battery life, don't use always on. All right, so let's talk about this watch and its running features. This is what I use it mainly for, is for running. So if you look at running, today I have an 8-miler on deck. Let's not do that workout. I'll just show you how it looks. Right there, you can see right there, This is how your screen will look. This is the most data fields you can have with a default mode. You can definitely download other data fields on the Garmin app and have more than this. Definitely can see it pretty good. I will say that in bright sunlight, it's not going to be the easiest to read, but you can read it still. Not going to be as good as a TFT screen, one of the downfalls of the OLED screen, but you can still see it. It's not horrible. It's just not going to be as easy, especially if there's a glare on your watch. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the accuracy of the data that I got while on the run. This is one of the runs that I did where I was running up parking garages. So I was walking the flats and then running up the ramp. So I was changing my heart rate quite often, and we'll see how it kept up. All right, so let's take a look at my heart rate data. The blue line over here is gonna be my H9 heart rate monitor, my chest heart rate monitor. And then the purple line is going to be the Vivo Active. So you can see right here, they're pretty much the same. And I started running up that ramp. And then the purple line, it sensed the change in my heart rate quicker than my Vivo Active 4. And then it adjusted a lot faster. So you can see over here, the Vivo Active 4 kind of overshot over here and then got back on track with the H9 whenever I was running on the flats. And then again, the H9 sensed that change where I was walking over here quicker than the Vivo Active 4. And pretty much the same thing all the way down where the blue line sensed the change in heart rate quicker than my Vivo Active 4 for sure. So you can see that. So what I found this watch, if you are doing steady state training or just running easy, the heart rate data is gonna be good, but if you are changing quickly, for sure a chest heart rate monitor is gonna be better for you. So definitely get a chest heart rate monitor if you really wanna do heart rate training. And then for distance, I can show you a map, but I'll tell you right now, I found it to be accurate to my runs where I'm running my normal routes. It gets the same amount of distance as other watches that I ran. So the distance data for most GPS watches nowadays are gonna be really good. I don't think there's a big difference where one is horrible and one is not. So the GPS data for distance on my Venu 2 is good as well. There's one thing that this Venu 2 is missing that the forerunner watches have. So if you are looking for advanced running metrics, it's not gonna have that kind of stuff, such as daily suggested workouts, training effect, training load, recovery time, intensity minutes. If that stuff is important to you, which are nice features, but I think you don't really even need it. I mean, they're not, those features are nice to have, but you don't need it to run. If you are a runner, all you really need is your GPS data. You need to know how far you run, your pace, your time, and that's pretty much it. But those other things are nice, and I do like it on my other watch, but this Venu 2 does not have it. That is for the Forerunner series of Garmin watches. All right, one last thing is, can you swim with this watch? And the answer is yes. This watch is waterproof up to 5 atmospheres. So you can't swim with it. There is no triathlon setting on this. So if you do want to run, swim, bike, you will have to set that manually on your watch as you do each sport. So I know the Forerunner series, definitely the Phoenix series, do that automatically. Okay, so that's pretty much all the features. Like I said, this is a smartwatch as well. So it does have payments, find your phone, music, a lot of things like that. So this is definitely a more mixture. And I think that all Garmin watches are more a mixture of smartwatch and fitness watch combined, but definitely more fitness forward. This has a ton of different other sports profiles, hiking, running, kite surfing, all these other sports profiles. It also has strength training and HIIT workouts. I use the HIIT workouts. It has some nice animations on it as well. Shows you how to do a squat, shows you how to bench, shows you how to deadlift. Really nice animations, which are cool, but at the end of the day, I don't really use that. So I didn't really feature that on this video. And I also found that the rep count on those aren't super accurate as well. So if you really want super accurate data, write it on a paper. Don't depend on your watch, especially for strength training with this Venu 2 or any fitness watch for that matter. So how much does this watch cost? This watch will cost you $399, which is kind of up there, right? It's $399. It's like, should you get this watch? Should you get something else? But for the features that it has, the OLED screen, the battery life is pretty good. I wish it was longer. I think that the value of it is right where it should be. I'd probably like it a little bit cheaper, but that's what the price is, $399. So who is this watch for? I think this watch is for runners up to maybe 100K. But for sure, for anyone who's running a 5K, 10K marathon, it does have Garmin Coach on it, so you could put your Garmin Coach on it. This watch is, again, for those people that want a smartwatch that has a really good looking OLED screen. So if you want a fitness watch that looks like a smartwatch as well and has a lot of features of smartwatches, the Venu 2 is gonna be something that you're gonna wanna look at. And then one of my pros and cons, my pros for sure is gonna be this OLED screen. Really nice looking, look at that. It looks really nice. I like the look of the watch. I like the size of the watch. comfortable watch on my wrist, and the battery life on this is pretty good compared to other watches like an Apple Watch, which will only last you a day. This one will last you at least 5 to 6 days if you're training with it. What are my cons? My cons are going to be the battery life. The battery life is only 11 days. I wish it was longer, but for an OLED screen, it's pretty good. I do wish it was longer. That's just going to be one of my cons for sure. Another con is that this watch does not beep. This watch only has vibration. So if you like a watch that beeps, this one won't be for you. My third con is going to be that pulse ox. I didn't think it was accurate for me. Maybe for other people it's more accurate, but for me, it was not accurate. Other than that, I think this watch is great. I actually prefer this watch, and I've been wearing this. I have a lot of options of watches to wear, and this is my daily driver right now, this Venu 2, one of the watches that I really like. And because of that, I'm gonna give this watch a Goku runner thumbs up. So I like this watch. Like I said, it has smart features. If I forget my wallet at home or if I'm on a run, I can pay with it. If I lose my phone, I can find my phone with my watch. Just a ton of features that I need. It also tracks my runs. So like I said before, definitely a Goku runner thumbs up for me. All right, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review of the Venu 2, or if you have anything to add down below, did I miss anything? Did I get anything wrong? Leave me a comment down below and I'll read that, try to comment. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.